What up, Sci Fam? It's your boy Nickel, and I'm here to teach you how to develop a scientific argument. So you probably have been in some type of argument before, but today we're talking about scientific arguments, and this is for our wonderful investigation. So basically, this is how you answer your guiding question in a scientific way. It's really just made up of 3 letters. It's quite simple. So let me explain it to you. The first thing is you got to have a claim. Then you have to provide some type of evidence. And the evidence must prove that your claim is true. And then you use like some ending here, and we call this our reasoning. You end this paragraph by giving the reasons why the evidence supports the claim. So the claim is actually just a 1-sentence response to your guiding question. So if my guiding question was, how many people in the state of Colorado actually like the Denver Broncos? My claim could be most people in Colorado like the Denver Broncos. Then I would want to give how I know that. So I would provide the evidence. The evidence, this comes from our models, or from the research that we do. Both of those things, from our research, from our models, from anything we can collect as evidence to prove that most people actually do love the Denver Broncos. So this is where if I did like a survey, for example, I would want to put my statistics here, because my statistics would be a form of evidence. So let's say I did a survey and I said that 65% of people polled agreed that they love the Denver Broncos. Okay, well, that's my evidence, and so my reasoning then would go into knowing about how the heck I'm able to use that evidence to prove my claim. So my claim is that most people in Colorado like the Denver Broncos. My evidence is that 65% of people polled agree that they love the Denver Broncos, and so then my reasoning could say, I called 100 people and asked their favorite football team. And 65% of people responded, said that they love the Denver Broncos. Therefore, I can prove that most people in Colorado love the Denver Broncos. But something important here is that we also acknowledge maybe what we could have done better. So maybe in next time, to help strengthen this data, I could say I would poll more people. Or maybe I could discuss how I could change my constraints, and maybe instead of trying to poll more people, since everyone I polled is in Larimer County, maybe a better claim would be that most people in Larimer County are who love the Denver Broncos. So it might be different county to county. And then that would give me a further question of like, hey, I wonder if I were to ask county to county, which county has the most Denver Bronco fans? So when we come up with a scientific argument, the big thing about it being scientific is that we have some type of evidence. We have to support the things that we believe in science and in engineering with evidence. So the way that we include this evidence is kind of like in a little sandwich. We give the claim and we say, hey, this is what I believe. And then we provide the evidence, which is like the meat of the sandwich. It's like, hey, this is all the stuff that proves my claim. And then the reasoning is just kind of like the closing that says, hey, I'm going to just triple check and make sure you understand how the heck the evidence supports the claim, and I'm going to tell you with these reasons that I provide. So when we write a scientific argument, we do a CER is what it would be called, and a claim, evidence, and reasoning paragraph ends up creating an argument. And an argument is just your statement of what you believe now that you've done all of the testing. So as you come up with your scientific argument, make sure that you come up with your 1-sentence response, which is your claim, supported by evidence, which comes from your model, and then provide the reasons why your evidence support your claim. That is a CER, and that is how you successfully and effectively create a science-based argument.